I remember back in August, September, October of 2021, I was very grateful and happy with myself because I got in decent shape and I was getting attention when I would go out to these clubs and these people. And I get attention because of it, because of how I looked, because of how I felt and all that. And it made me feel amazing because before that I didn't really have any girls or anything in my life. Like literally I had one, and that was like a while before that. And overall, it's one of these things that you got to question yourself when you're younger. Should you be degenerate? Should you or should you not? And what I would say in this video is, because obviously this is going to be from a different perspective who's done stuff like that, I'm going to say it's best not to overall, but don't be afraid to experience that lifestyle, if that makes sense. And I'll elaborate now. Basically, if you are around that too much, you're going to stunt your growth. And every now and again, if you're around that environment and you're around the dancing and all that and you're feeling good and you may get some attention, that's going to be good for your confidence. Of course, don't stay there and stay in these places. That's what I find with a lot of people. It's like this weekend I'm going to go out to one of these places and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to have a nice time. And I don't normally go out to them. But if you have never experienced that sort of places and all that, who am I to say for you not to go? Who is there someone on the screen that you don't know to say that you should go or no? I'm not. But what I am going to say is if you stay in them places too long, you can lose yourself and you can lose your soul a little bit. Because let's say you end up getting with someone who you don't necessarily care about at all. You don't care about these girls, but you're getting with them because, validation, fuck them, like, feel good. You're literally doing it because of that. You will literally start losing yourself a little bit in that lifestyle, and you kind of lose that ability to respect and love a woman in the same way, if that makes sense. And that's what I found. When I was around these lifestyles, I wouldn't view women but in the same way, like in comparison to how I would be when I was dating different women and being around that lifestyle and the way I was able to give to them. But there was two different spectrums. There was the spectrum of me just getting with random women and not caring about them, always fun and like doing shit with them, or the spectrum of seeing girls that I liked or whatever and building that with them and building an actual real connection and building something that actually has meaning. And there's two comparisons that literally don't make, like it's a no-brainer, you know. And it's one of these places, like, you kind of will lose yourself. And I don't mean that in like a negative way to people who go to that places, but you will lose yourself if you're there too long. The drugs, the alcohol, the fucking all this stuff, like the women who just want to fuck, or you just want to fuck them and you don't really care about them. You're going to lose yourself. You're going to lose that ability to respect a person. You're going to lose that ability to love a person. You may feel validation. You may feel, I'm the man because I've got with a few girls. Like I used to feel, I can go out to this girl and do this and do this. I feel cool. But then where is your rest of your life going? Where is the other areas of your life going, if that makes sense? Are you improving yourself in other areas? Are you trying to build other stuff? Are you saving your money? It's a lot of money as well. There's one of these things where what I'd say to the younger people watching this is go to these places every now and again just to let off some steam, have a good night out, like be around the boys, all that stuff, you know? And maybe get with some women if you want to. But don't use these places as somewhere to validate yourself. Don't use these places as somewhere to make yourself feel better all the time and stay there because then people might love you. This girl who's smoking and is on drugs might like you. These people around you might start like laughing with you and they're on drugs, but it feels good because it seems real and they won't remember in the morning. You don't want that, do you? You don't want that, like, you know what I mean? And that's the reality of these places. You kind of get lost there, and I see a lot of similar people in these places all the time, and this is no disrespect to them really, but the real question is, why are you consistently going to them places all the time? Is it to validate yourself? Is it to make yourself feel better? And it's quite sad because they could have potential in things that like would be quite big. And I've seen people who I've personally had respect for from like school or whatever in these places, and you see them often. I've seen people go to these places often and were like looking from an outside perspective they were going to be something good in the future, and then they go to these places and then before you know it they are not anywhere near who they could have been. That makes sense, and that's sad. But you got some pussy, you got with some random women, that feels good. The drugs, yes, nice night out. I don't remember much, but I got a woman, yeah. No, we don't really care about each other, but it's all right. You know what I mean? It's a sad place in that perspective. But if you're young, like honestly, I would say go to these places every now and again, maybe once a month, twice a month. If you're like 18 or whatever, don't go too much and enjoy the environment and enjoy yourself, but just don't get stuck in these places all the time where you're going to hold yourself back and you're not going to see true growth in yourself, you know? Don't hold yourself in these spaces where you're not going to grow truly, because there's other areas that you could truly better in yourself that will have a compounding effect on your life. Let's say you put more effort into your body and your physique, you feel confident, then you go to these spaces and you feel more confident in yourself. You feel more confident in your overall life, you feel strong, you feel like you're good. You get compliments from people. Let's say you put that into building something. Let's say, for example, with this YouTube channel, I feel grateful and happy for the comments and everything I get. Let's say you put that time that you were there, saving some money from what you would have spent in them places. You could build up a bit of money behind you. There's different areas you can direct it, and I just don't want you lot to get stuck in these spaces, because I see a lot of people like that, and I almost got like that, you know? You go to that place to fill your void, but it doesn't truly fill the void, because literally you know what you kind of have to do to fill that void. Better yourself, improve yourself, better your mental health. There's a lot of areas that you need to improve, but instead you do some drugs, get on some drink, and it makes you feel better for a short term. It don't solve the other areas, but you feel better short term. I don't want that for you lot. I don't want you lot for that. You lot, if I can fucking speak English, I don't want that. What I will say is experience it a bit, especially when you're young. Like, be around that environment, because it's quite fun at first, but just don't stay in them places for too long, and don't just consistently always go and just, I don't know, just kind of lose your soul a bit, because that's what I've seen and that's what I kind of found when I was in these places. And that's just me being honest. That's me being honest. I may get some hate. Oh well, is what it is. This is me being honest. This is from my truth, and I know other people feel like this as well. So I hope you all got some value in this video. Like, comment and subscribe. Thank you.